Hi, I'm Shane with etrailer.com. Today I'm going to walk you through the installation on the Curt Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver on your 2019 Ford Explorer. Adding a Class 3 hitch to your vehicle is going to allow you to not only put a 4-bike bike rack on it, put a cargo carrier on it, but it's also going to allow you to tow a trailer. Maybe you have a family and you want a hitch that can handle up to 4 bikes, so you don't have to put 4 bikes in the back of the vehicle. Or maybe you want to put a cargo carrier on it so you can remove some of that cargo from the inside to make more room for your passengers. Maybe you have a camper and you want to be able to use weight distribution with it. This hitch is going to be able to accommodate all of that. Putting a cargo carrier in the back or a bike rack, it's going to make it a lot easier to load and unload the bike rack or the cargo carrier than try to load it on top of the vehicle in a cargo carrier or a bike rack that mounts to the roof of the vehicle. This hitch is going to be a steel construction with a black powder coat finish. It's really going to help resist any rust or corrosion. You can see that we can see a little bit of our cross tube, but our receiver tube sits nice and tight up against the bottom of our fascia, so we're not going to have to worry about it taken away from the look of the vehicle. This is going to be a Class 3 hitch, 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening. We're going to have a reinforced collar to give us a little extra stability there. Our hitch pinhole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. The hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however it can be found here at etrailer.com. We're going to have plate style safety chain loops. It's going to be welded on the receiver tube and on the cross tube. You can see we have very nice thick welds, and it's going to accommodate different size safety chain hooks. You can see that our holes are very good size, so again we can put different size safety chain hooks in there. Now, as far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 400-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So if we're loading anything onto the cargo carrier, or we're putting our 4 bikes on our bike rack, we're going to make sure we're not exceeding that downward pressure. We're going to have a 4,000-pound gross trailer weight, which is going to be the trailer plus the load included. That's how much the hitch can pull. We can use a weight distribution with this hitch. Tongue weight's going to go up to 500 pounds. Trailer weight's going to go up to 5,000 pounds. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of your Explorer. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. As far as measurements go, from the center of our hitch pinhole to the outermost part of our bumper is going to be about 4.5 inches. That number is important for any of your bike racks or cargo carriers or anything that may fold up against your vehicle. You want to make sure that it's not going to make contact. From the ground to the top innermost part of your receiver tube is going to be about 16 inches. Keep that number in mind for any of those hitch mount accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. To start our installation, we're going to need to lower our exhaust, so we're going to need to support it. You can use a strap, we can hang it from our springs, you can use a piece of wire, anything you might have. We'll hook it on like that. Make sure you're going underneath the pipe. Now we're going to come up here on both sides and we're going to remove the rubber isolators that are holding the exhaust in place. We're going to have one here, we're going to have one on our passenger side, and we're going to have one right here in the center. Take some soapy water and spray down your hanger like that. And take a pry bar, we're just going to pry it right off the end. And you're just going to repeat that same thing for the other two. And then once we get our exhaust hangers off, we'll lower our exhaust a little bit. Make sure we got plenty of room. And then what we need to do is we need to take off the exhaust hanger hooks that are bolted to the frame rails. We're only going to be taking off this one and the passenger side one. We'll take an 18mm socket. We're going to have 3 bolts to remove on our driver's side and 2 of them to move on the passenger side. The 2 on the passenger side are just going to be on the bottom. Now we're going to install our rubber isolators onto our hitch. We're going to have long hex bolts like this. We're going to put a flat washer on. We're going to slide on our isolator, or our hanger. We're going to put another flat washer on after we slide it in the bracket, and then we're going to put on our nylon lock nut. We're going to tighten these down. We just don't want to tighten them so far down that this is pinching this isolator. We won't be able to rotate it. We'll do this same thing on the other side. 5/8 socket and wrench. I'll tighten those down. You want to be able to move them, like I said. On our passenger side, the very rear hole, and we're only doing this on the passenger side, we're going to take the carriage bolt, spacer block, pull wire. Go ahead and thread those onto the pull wire. We're going to take our bolt and put it up inside first. And we're going to take our spacer block and slide it up into the building. We're going to pull our bolt back down, just like that. Again, we're only doing this on the passenger side. Now we'll take our hitch. If you have an extra set of hands, I recommend having someone else help you, but if you don't, we'll rest our hitch just like that on our exhaust. We're going to take a hex bolt, conical tooth washer. You're going to make sure that the teeth are facing up toward the hitch. We're going to get one on each side to hold our hitch up, and then we can install our remaining hardware. We're going to be using this weld nut and this weld nut on our passenger side, and then our driver's side is going to have two also. We'll take our pull wire, put it through the corresponding hole in the hitch on the passenger side. We'll go ahead and raise it up. And thread one of our bolts in. Once you have one in on each side holding your hitch up, you're going to use the same combination of hardware to go into the two remaining holes on each frame rail. Then our passenger side, we're going to remove our pull wire and then install a flange nut. Once you get all your hardware installed, you're going to tighten all of your hardware, and then you're going to torque it to the specifications in the instructions. We'll be using a 19mm socket. Once you have your hitch installed, we're going to reinstall our exhaust. Spray down your isolator or your hangers with soapy water. It'll help slide in a little bit easier. We can just push our isolators or our hangers on. Once you've reinstalled your exhaust, you can go ahead and remove your safety strap, and you're ready to go. Again, I'm Shane with etrailer.com. I hope this video has helped you, whether you're still deciding or installing the Curt Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver on your 2019 Ford Explorer.